best opportunity.
That's true. They did ban first phase Bat Rider.
Okay, respected general.
Yep. We see the Io Coddle returning in the banning phase. Liquid yet to get their hands on either of these two picks. Does mean they can keep getting the Invoker, so I wonder if that's going to ever change later on in the event.
Denny Invoker would also be a crowd pleaser.
I mean, that's a block pick as well. Like, I feel like Liquid is going to second pick that Invoker if you don't take it. So
yeah,
that's actually...
I'd be down with that for that first phase.
Yeah, not even just like a, like, let's pick Denny Invoker for the fans. I think that's actually a legit first two pick against Liquid.
Oh, they go back to the Tusk. In the last game, Navi did ban this hero out. And I did mention...
You did, you were a fan?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kuroki Tusk. Probably one of the best ones nowadays. They are the only team I feel like they value the Tusk over all the heroes that we always talk about. The Night Stalker, the Clockwork, the Treant. I mean, in a lot of ways, this hero can be more useful in a lot of situations, but the reason why sometimes people don't really favor the hero, I think it's quite similar to Pudge. He's a bit volatile. You need to play him very well, use his spells very well to have that same impact.
So there are more forgiving heroes that fill the same role? Okay.
Tusk is very, very difficult to play, in my opinion. It's not easy.
He has a lot of things, though, that the other supports don't. He can scout Roche in multiple ways. He has like a defensive save and snowball that is very rare.
BKB piercing stun, too. Like,
yeah. He's great. I think even if you don't play him to his fullest, he's still very, very
what
good.
is it that makes him so difficult to master?
I think
Snowball drags.
I think at level 1, yeah, Snowball and Shards. At level 1 and level 2, the early few levels, if you compare it to a Clockwork has easier time. You run in and you clock someone and you get your battery start going. You get a kill. Like Tusk, you need to perfectly block the enemy. You try to snowball and try not to sometimes bring your teammate, because you might get your teammate in trouble, but sometimes you need to bring your teammate in. There's a lot of things that you have to consider with the hero.
it's kind of like Pudge, you know, it's risky. You've got to land your spells and be able to play the hero very well. Otherwise, it can feel very ineffective.
But from a player's standpoint, when you do hit your spells, you feel like a badass.
Yeah.
Those Pudge hooks, when everything's connecting, suddenly you just feel like, no, you can't be touched. Dunks here.
No Invoker available for Liquid, being taken out by Navi. They go for the Dark Seer of Spirit. I think we've seen this, I think it was once. I remember it was planned out. They did it one game.
Jakiro.
And they follow up with Jakiro. Good combo with the Dark Seer. Dark Seer Jakiro is very, very good.
Pretty good here against the Lone Druid too, having the Liquid Fire for the bear. I mean, all your spells are pretty nice at dealing with it.
Jakiro, I think, is very good against the Tusk as well, because he rolls in and you just preemptively cast the Ice Path. He's just going to get stuck there. So, pretty good hero against the Tusk. Just a very solid combo. Like we talk about Navi time and time again. They put a lot of emphasis in team fight.
Oh, where do Liquid take this now? Does this pick show their hand?
They had Phoenix a lot with the Lone Druid and Tusk, but they didn't do so well with it in their first game.
Ooh, Disruptor.
It's been more like along the lines of what GH has played with the Tusk. He's had like Disruptor and Dazzle. He's kind of played those more selfless supports this tournament. I think recognizing that the greed of the past has sometimes been Liquid's downfall.
Yeah. This will be this pick here of Disruptor will make it the second most picked hero.
Team fight against team fight, Alex.
Your favorite, Winter?
I mean, it's fun to watch, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be brawl after brawl.
If someone is like playing dodgeball and the other team is trying to find them all the time, you know, the game is gonna be like not as fun. But when everyone is just running into each other. But they go back for the throw once again. I guess it does push well with the Jakiro. Like when you are trying to build a Jakiro lineup, you want heroes that can help you push. You want to create that kind of momentum in the game.
Troll Warlord has one of the lowest win percentages of any hero.
But I can't express enough that how much I don't really feel the hero is very good now, unless you have like a specific pairing, Io, Ogre, or Magnus.
36% win rate here in Moscow.
So Liquid goes back for their off-lane Elder Titan. They are onto something here, you know.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. Very good hero right now. It feels good, very tanky, and is a less greedy offlaner that doesn't need so much and very useful without too much farm.
It's also good, like, if you think it's strong, like maybe saying Mind Control hasn't played a lot of, like, give him some more time to play the hero, like, as you kind of develop through the tournament.
He definitely has a lot of potential because many of the talents, plus I think Rod of Atos is very good on the hero as well, and he can build Solar Crest. A lot of the new items, Solar Crest, Halberd, Rod of Atos. The hero can buy any of it. He's a hero that can build his items depending on the situation. There's no set builds. He provides a lot of flexibility, a lot of play style. He gives you team fight. Pretty good in the lane now.
Works.
Yeah, he works. Yeah, that's the word. He works.
Could not be on either ends of the success spectrum as well. Well, the Titan is undefeated, as you said, Gods, right? Undefeated so far in Epicenter.
3-0, 4-0.
4
4-0
players,
now,
yeah, he's
yeah.
been played 4 times. So that's actually the same amount of wins as Troll Warlord, despite being picked significantly less.
So based on that stat, Alex.
Yeah,
time
but
you think
yeah,
about
I know
picking
how you
Troll.
feel about stats, but it is an observation worth making. One more band to fill it up. Expecting. Is this the Dendy curveball soon? Do we get it?
You can't wait to see a pudge, right?
I just want a pudge. It's all I want. And then, you know, a kind of
Push strat, Juggernaut plus Lone Druid. Healing Ward on the Lone Druid bear. And they have Elder Titan. It's like just 5-man, push, not too greedy, objective base.
Explains the Ursa a little more. You see the Ursa ban, you're like, oh, must be thinking like some kind of a melee mid laner because you're not going to ban Ursa if you're picking something that's
because
not afraid of it.
because they wanted Juggernaut as well. Ursa is really good against Juggernaut. Very difficult to play.
Millie mid laner, you say?
Melee mid laner.
Pudge is awful versus
Oh.
Yeah, Pudge versus Jug.
It's an awful matchup.
Okay, fine. The dream will have to live on another day.
What Dendy heroes do you want in this game? It could be the Troll mid that's been played there from time to time, although not so much by Navi.
He's probably gonna like just play some Queen of
Queen.
no, there's no Queen.
Oh,
Queen
okay.
is banned. Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight mid. So both teams have some sort of like a pushing lineup. Navi on the other hand has the Jakiro, Dragon Knight, Troll. But team fight wise, I feel like maybe Liquid's team fight is much more superior.
Okay. But from a pushing standpoint, you give Navi the edge?
Both quite equal though. Maybe Navi, it's easier for Navi to push because they have Jakiro.
Okay, well, with that said, I think predictions at this point in time are null and void. We'll just sit back and enjoy the Dota because there's really no point in hammering the point home any further. Navi want their first map win of the entire tournament. Yes, indeed, this will potentially be their last game. Liquid could throw the knockout blow, and it's a game they need to win. The team hailing from the US of A need this win in order to get to those playoffs, get to that stage and that crowd. Navi stand in their way. Let's jump to the casters and enjoy the Dota.
Yes, thank you very much, Machine. Here we are, Navi's last chance to try and give us something special here at Epicenter to get a win. It's up against Liquid again. Game 1 looked rocky. We've got slightly different drafts. Navi trying something different. They've got some great synergy. The Dark Sierra Spirit combination, very, very strong. Yeah. But Liquid as well, they've got a lot of very scary heroes and heroes that they have that very high win rates. They've got fantastic hero player pairings, Matumba Lone Druid, the legendary GH Disruptor, Kuroki's Tusk that's been off the charts, Mind Controlling. I mean, it's going to be hard. And that could be an understatement, Ken.
I think Navi has the heroes to do this, though.
Okay.
And I think one thing that they've been kind of lacking in their drafting is they never give Soneko a hero that he can do good things with. He's a very talented player, and he's been playing Warlocks and other boring things and sitting in lane, covering the safe lane. Let this guy try to be Jarex. Let him get kills, let him cover lanes, and see if you can make something happen with that. I think that's the way to play this. And they have some other good synergy advantages. Dragon Knight's very good against Elder Titan because he gets passive armor from Dragon Blood that isn't reduced by the passive. They've got Troll as well as the other core hero. And they're both very right-click heavy, and they're both tanky, and they both got they've got blind on Troll Warlord. I think that's going to be decent enough to deal with what Liquid's throwing at them damage-wise. And they're good pushing towers. That's pretty important.
That's true, yeah. They've certainly got the good push, and we'll see how this can all end up. See what happens in the lane, see if Navi can get a bit of a better grasp on the early game. But we're talking about the early starts. Liquid with the smoke, but Navi do Snake in a good position to put an end to that movement. So Navi have eyes on what's happening. They're even thinking about fighting this themselves. They will get the slow onto GH. Seneko rolls forward, looks for the body blocks, will glimpse back the troll. The shards. Oh, that's actually going to save him. Is that going to save him? What a play from Kuroki. I can't quite believe that. What a Tusk play. I mean, he's got something ridiculous like 90% win rate over like 13 games, and that was perfect.
So all the morale that Navi just got from scouting the smoke, having the guaranteed first blood, just gone. And now they're probably thinking about last game as well. Oh man, they outplayed us again. That sucks. And that was such a guaranteed kill. The most unfortunate part is the dual breath on Jakiro. It provided the slow breath, but not the damage breath. So that is the reason that he ended up surviving. In addition to the ice mole, but that was pretty much max range. He had to cast it there. So tough lane for them. It's actually going to be Jug in the safe lane and Lone Druid in the mid. Okay. Surprisingly, a little bit of a change up here, but.
So what matchup is this? Is it because Miracle, I guess, can deal better with this pressure? And he's got the Blade Fury. He's actually just going to try and man up. He's even looking to just go 1 versus 3 and take down Seneko. The Ferret Fire, will it buy him enough? He's looking for the dupes around the tree line. Will dodge the fire from Biver. Seneko, he's kind of rolled into this though. Miracle, he's salving up in the tree line. So Seneko though. They're both starting to heal back up. Miracle in a bit of trouble. Can Navi finish off Pycat? He's trying to, but Pycat's just being punched down by Kuroki and GH. But he does get the first blood. Navi will secure it.
It was so sloppy. Oh my god.
I mean,
that was
Miracle
so
nearly
sloppy.
turned around 1 versus 3.
Yeah, but he should have died so easily. They missed a dual breath. And when Seneko did his roll, he didn't put his boulder down in time. So his boulder just didn't go far enough and fast enough. It was real bad, honestly. The fact that Pycat even died for that shouldn't have even happened. And they just barely got the first blood before their opponents. That was so sloppy.
Looking at going in again onto Miracle. Pycat relatively low. The shards, they're going to trap him in. And Miracle just goes in with the Blade Fury. Fair Fire is not going to save Pycat as he gets taken down a second time in this top lane. The surrounding Biver, Liquid, they're not done. They're looking for another kill out of this tri-lane, and they'll get it. Falling apart for Navi already on the top lane.
Ugh. And this really shouldn't have happened if they just killed the Jug right at the start there with a nice play by Seneko. He baited it out with the Fairy Fire. That's not 2 Fairy Fires they've used in the lane, by the way. And because they didn't get the good trade there, less gold advantage for them. And their opponents have more to keep them alive. Boots advantage on Tusk.
General mind control, going man to man hit. I'm trying to be a little careful. Surge is there on General if he wants to go for an aggressive play.
Tough part for mind control is it's a long time till he gets healed. He went Boots first in his build here, and I think that was because he was expecting to be against the tri-lane, perhaps. Because I don't think I would want to buy Boots first if I'm against a Darkseer. But that said, he can also walk away from the Iron Shell if needed. It's hard to say, but he definitely has some regen issues that he's going to run into right now. Yeah. So probably a Darkseer advantage here.
Yeah, excusing kind of the performance that Navi's had so far on that top lane, do you like their idea to try and go aggressive against the Jug, or do you think this is quite an awkward tri-lane to do it with?
No, it's a good tri-lane.
Okay.
They just messed it up. And now they're in dangerous territory. I mean, Juggernaut is definitely the better tri-lane hero over the Troll Warlord, but I feel like the supports on Navi are better. Jakiro and Earth Spirit, very high HP, and you're up against Disruptor Tusk. Not the best damage output. And also the hero they're pressuring is Juggernaut, not the supports. I think pressuring the supports might be more effective. Those guys are going to be easily more killable. But Liquid in a great spot now. Disruptor level 3 as well, so he's got 2 points in Thunderstrike. That's just a huge damage output. So their ability to get kills is very high right now. And Miracle can just safely last it, because if things get really dangerous, all he does is spins and runs away. So the threat level is a lot higher the opposite way around.
They're certainly being able to slow down Miracle's farm, but he's still slightly ahead of Pycat. Pycat, if we saw that Thunderstrike pretty much taking half of his health off.
Yeah. Huge danger there. And now that the wave's pushing, Kuro's looking to do a nice path again. Grabs one.
Yeah, he's found Biver and Seneko. They're trying to bring him down a little bit first. The kickback, very nicely done there from Seneko. Kicks Miracle out of the way, rolls out. So they will be able to disengage. But we're seeing as well, just of course, with that healing ward, Liquid able to keep the sustain up that they need to stay in this lane.
I'm not sure if I agree with Jakiro's skill build here. He went for 1 dual breath and 2 liquid. I prefer 2 dual and 1 liquid personally, because it does lower the cooldown, but the damage doesn't go up by very much, and dual breath would double in terms of damage, which I think is easily worth it. And it only goes up in 5 mana cost. I think that's easily the snag here, and that's part of the problem with when people play Jakiro. They focus too much on liquid fire. You should still max it pretty early, maybe by 7 or 8, something like that. But 2 points in Liquid early, absolutely not worth it. Unless they had advantage here and they're pressuring tower, I can't justify this. So I just feel like Navi make a lot of little mistakes like this sometimes. And this one could cost them.
And Navi are looking to try and wrap around, potentially get involved with this pull that's being made. A Miracle under the tower. Feeling very, very safe at the moment, at least. We'll start to see Sneko actually making a movement towards the mid lane. See if he can get anything done there between himself and Denzi. The mid lane, as it's been so far, both Matuma and Denzi getting a lot from this. And Matuma with a slight lead, but very, very close between the DK and the Lone Druid.
You know, it does make some sense that Sneko didn't roam mid because killing Lone Druid level 1 is possible but difficult. You'd have to get there when Dendi's probably like 2, 3 maybe, and even that takes a lot of mobility and mana regen, so you can cast spells a lot. But now it's just even harder because Lone Druid's already 6. That means he can bully Dendi a little bit.
Oh, talking about bullying Dendi here. The shards and Thunderstrike come through.
Oh
GH,
my god.
maybe seeing if you could get in a position to catch him, but it's unable. Mass reactions from Navi. They bring everyone to the mid lane, and they're going to look to try and find a kill out of it. Sneko will get the boulder smash onto 3. The snowball comes out, though, saving GH for the time being. GH very, very low, though, and Navi, they will clean it up. They'll punish Liquid for this one. They look towards Kuroki. The Savage Roar. Is it going to be enough to save Kuro as Matuma tries to pull them away? The uphill miss. It was Liquid Fire going to connect it. Will. That can't miss. It gets the shot on. And Navi will be successful with the reaction and punish Liquid for that play.
Is that, are we watching Power Rangers right now? Everybody TPs the same spot at the same time? My
It
god.
works out.
Everybody on Navi rotated, and it works out. If they can get a kill on Matumba, this would be pretty good too.
Let's see what they got. Dendi's got to be careful. In range of the tower there was Glimpse back among it. Now Snowball's coming his way. Brings down the DK. Kuroki gets Dendi. Caught out. The shot's actually blocking Pyra as well. If they get a root, he's in a lot of trouble. The field will trap him, but Matuma Man can't commit. Very low on health. Has to play it careful.
Yeah, and he's actually a big damage dealer right now. 2 points in Dual Breath, 2 points in Liquid Fire. So anybody that gets close is actually extremely lowered in attack speed by like 72. That's a huge increase, or a huge decrease here. So it's actually pretty hard for them to fight Navi right now. On the other side of the map, Mind Control is still getting levels, 39 last hits for him, 39 for General, but Mind Control does have 16 deny, so it's pretty safe to say he's winning this lane.
And what's the level difference like because of that? Well, level 7 on the Elder Titan. Yeah, a whole level.
That's a big difference.
A whole level difference at the moment.
Huge amount. He's going to try to go for a Dual Breath here to Mind Control, but the approach was not the best.
They will get the boulder smash. He is underneath the tower, so Sneko is starting to tank it up, and Mind Control is very tanky on this Elder Titan.
This is just so sloppily done again. Like, the reason that General didn't even walk forward is because he didn't have enough mana. He didn't plan ahead. He didn't see his allies rotating. But they could have easily had Sneko rotate in, put Ion Shell on him, initiate at the same time. They didn't even get the rolling boulder damage because the time they initiated was sloppy. So they missed rolling boulder damage. They missed that slow. They're forced to only have boulder smash and dual breath. But that could have been heroes hitting him for a lot longer with Ion Shell on top of them if they just coordinated better. But they didn't. Now that rotation's wasted. It's a lot of wasted time for those supports.
Talking about rotations, Kuroki and GH, they've got eyes on Pycat. They will shard him away from any sort of potential shrine up. TP reactions will be coming through. They'll see if they can turn this. Boulder Smash catches out Kuroki. Pycat is going to be taking a snowball to him as Kuroki closes the gap. Miracle looking to find General on the sidelines of this, but the surge is too much. General gets himself away. Pycat in range for another Thunderstrike. And in fact, Kuroki says, I'm not even going to let you get the kill, GH. I'm taking that one. Secures the kill. Oh, Miracle! With the crit to the back, General can't surge away for that one. Can Sneko punish Miracle's play for this? He's got Blade Fury in 5 seconds. He does have a TP in his backpack. He's looking to get the Tango out first. TP would still be on 6-second cooldown. Backup's on its way. Pycat with the slow, but he gets instantly glimpsed back from GH. So there's no chase down for Miracle, and Miracle will survive.
This is an insane gold advantage for 8 minutes. 2.8k. This is like... it's actually huge. Considering that the kills are semi-equal, this is just speaking to something really bad for Navi.
Let's see if Denny can get something out of this. He's come away from the mid lane, but oh, the shards into the snowball up to the high ground. Kuroki gets himself away. We'll take quite a bit of damage here from the creeps, but a neat little play to escape potential death.
Ooh, and 2 raindrops denied. Effective play there. That's going to put it into the backpack for Kuro until the end of time, until he finishes his urn, so doesn't want to waste his gold there. But just across the map, Liquid is getting way more out of their map. The Darkseer was doing fine, but this is just because the supports are spending time rotating. There's been a lot of fighting going on, and it limits their gold farm.
This is a nice kill if they get it, but in fact, Mind Control just turns. Oh, the mischance from the Axes there, saving Biver just in time. Mind Control jukes out the dual breath. continues to back away. PyCat, can he get the bash?
Oh
He can,
my God.
and that should be enough for them to close in and get the kill. The stick charge is not enough, as Navi will find mind control.
That was so lucky, actually. That was a 10% chance to bash, and he happened to get it there. I didn't see how many times he let up, but Biver didn't turn fast enough. As soon as the axes hit, I mean, maybe he should have kept running, but it's a 60% chance to miss. I feel like you turn there, you dual breath, and you get out. Because once you dual breath that guy, he's slowed, your troll can get way more attacks in, and it's a guaranteed kill. Just Navi, again, making little small mistakes. They're not reading the situations perfectly. And it might be a little bit of all the losses they've had. I'm sure they've lost a lot of confidence from the tournament so far.
Mid lane as it goes, Dendi. It's about 800 behind Matuma Man, and this is a gap that's going to increase once Matuma gets a, already. What are we looking at the? How's he doing? The
He's got
Midas is
already,
there.
yeah.
He's got, what, 600 on top of it. Once he's got the Midas Radiance going, it's going to be very hard for the DK to keep up in farm unless Navi are able to pull together and start to take the towers, which they definitely have potential to do with the DK and the Jakiro. That's where they're looking to keep the pressure on.
And they're looking to dive on the bot lane as well. Tuska's sitting down here with mind control. They've got Earth Splitter as well, so if he actually gets a good block off, they could follow this up with some more damage. It's going to be a little hard to execute, but there's potential there. And in the meantime, the rest of Liquid is just pushing up the top lane, pressuring that tier 1. Matuma Man's playing really safe with the bear in the mid lane. He's totally anticipating a gank because there's been a lot of heroes off the map, and they're going to spot Biver now. So this may see, yeah, they see the smoke rotation most likely. Yep, they ping it.
Kuroki's eyeing up PyCat still on this bottom lane. They'll know that he's relatively alone.
Still a very difficult kill to succeed on, but they'll try. The dive's going to come mid. GH is going to block this one, I guess.
They are going to
Don't know
move, yeah, look, up to the high ground. They find GH, but the silence there, they don't want to commit Navi. It's too deep.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, though, Liquid, they are committing. They'll get the sleep and the control into the Elder Titan, and PyCat's down. Snake with the response. Can he get someone out of this? He'll get the boulder smash onto 2, but he doesn't have the damage to finish off mind control. Mid lane, Navi, Dendi, General getting caught in the kinetic field. Miracle wrapping around with the Blade Fury. Dendi being brought down low. They'll try and surge him away. In fact, the Savage Roar pushes him out of the static storm, but they will bring him back with a glimpse. So they get the kill onto Dendi. General trying to finish off Miracle, vacuums him back. Miracle falling low. Can he get himself out of this one? Biver looking to man up against this. Miracle pops the Blade Fury and he lives through the Iron Shell because of the magic immunity. Takes down the Darkseer, and if he gets a crit or two, he could just find Biver, but he's got to be careful. The fire's out upon him. He heads his way back up to the high ground. It looks like he will survive. The roost there from Matuma Man ends up getting the Biver kill. And Navi, they just can't catch a break.
They're just completely outplaying their opponents. Miracle saw his stick charge. They're going to catch PyCat as well.
Oh, can they finish him off? Oh, yeah, Miracle's coming back over. They have a snowball. They've got the Walrus Punch slow as well. Kuroki will now look for the body blocks. Miracle coming in with the Blade Furies. Kuroki tries to block him up. PyCat will phase through, but the shards are there. PyCat blocked in, taken down. Biver now being surrounded by Liquid as they take another. And it is fastly falling apart once again for Navi. 12 minutes in. 12-6 and 5k lead.
Their healing wards are dying to old age. They're not even being killed. That's how far behind they are right now. Just every single dive is mattering, and every slightly missed kill adds up. Like, if Earth Spirit has one more successful gank when he goes bottom, he kills the Elder Titan when they end up diving the troll. But that didn't happen. Elder Titan gets away, they're forced to do another engagement, but that doesn't end up being successful, and it just keeps adding up, and consistently it's just Navi getting outplayed.
Liquid, I mean, and Liquid just playing so well. Liquid are playing incredibly so. What I'm incredibly worried about as well, he's 2.8k towards the Relic. If he gets Radiance Matuma Man at this timing that he's looking like he's going to, how do Navi even fight into a Radiance bear this early on with the lead the Liquid have?
I don't know, but I know one thing's for sure. We are going to see a tweet from a stats man when this Radiance gets completed, because it's going to be that fast. It's going to be close to a record, 100%, especially because he has Midas as well. Like, normally this comes out like 18 minutes, and we're looking at like a 16-minute timer or something like that. Maybe a little bit later.
Yeah.
It's a great position for Liquid
Unless
right now.
Navi can somehow punish Matuma Man, if they can find him, catch him out. Bottom lane Tower Gold is certainly going to help towards that Radiance Fund as Mind Control. Miracle push in. Navi will look to try and get a trade of swords. They're up onto the top lane, looking for a tier 1 themselves.
They're definitely good at hitting towers. I mean,
for sure.
Between Liquid Fire and Dragonite, they don't even need creep waves, actually. This is where Liquid Fire really starts paying off, but I'm just thinking about the last 14 minutes of fights and wondering if he could have used more Dual Breath, maybe.
Oh, look at this wraparound here that found PyCat. I think Picat's in trouble. The Static Storm's down. He's going to be glimpsed back into the field. Perfect play just on the tip there from GH. And Picat getting caught out alone.
Yeah, looked like a weird Static Storm, but he just predicted Picat to move back into neutrals to grab farms. So ends up working out fine. Glimpse guaranteeing that. And another kill. So many deaths for him.
Attempting to just A-click down this top lane, and it's working for the time being. Tier 1 tower, they're getting a good bit of pressure onto the Tier 2. Same time, though, mid lane, Liquid, they're pushing onto a Tier 2 themselves. They'll find GH, Seneko drops the magnetize, they will secure themselves the kill. Trapped in the field, but there's no one else TPing in. So Navi maintaining good control of this top area of the map, and it looks like they may just finish off the Tier 2 as well.
Yeah, this feels like the first time in the game they've actually accomplished something really effective. They're losing by a lot, but they just took 2 towers. It means that this jungle is pretty much theirs. And they had supports in position to spot a rotation through. So now that things are equalized a little bit, it comes down to, the instant root on our Spirit.
The first hit root from Tumberman getting Seneco's. Anyway, can roll out of this one in time. The ult's going to fly through. Bam! Beautifully on target there from Mind Control. And yet Navi may have got the Tier 1 and the Tier 2 top, but they've lost the Tier 1 and the Tier 2 bottom, and the Tier 1 and the Tier 2 in the middle lane.
Yeah, so even though they do get some towers, the trade is not amazing. I mean, ideally, Navi would do well in their tri-lane. They would push this advantage earlier with some ganks. They would group up and push towers and don't let Liquid take them in response, ideally. But they never even got to that position because of the gold disadvantage. So even though they did get all these towers, it does open the map, but it doesn't give them the gold advantage that they need to offset this.
So Radiant's 15 minutes and 40 seconds.
That is so fast. And he sent his bear back to instantly get it as soon as it was ready. And when it's time, he's going to pull it on out and bring it to the fight.
Top lane, Dendy's got the blink. Will look to open up onto Miracle. See what they can do about this. Dragging him back into the wall. Can he get out? Pops the healing wall. Not enough. Navi get a big pick off and a great reveal from Dendy's blink dagger. Liquid, they are going to try and fight without Miracle. Dendy goes for the TP out. It will be successful. Oh, no, he actually cancelled and goes for the blink. Was worried about the TP being cancelled.
He got glimpsed. And as soon as the glimpse went through, he blinked away. So Dendy should be able to survive here. They're going to lose the Darkseer, but pretty good rotation. Picat's actually up here instantly with the Vlads. I think he definitely wants to fight this, and they've got rotations coming.
Let's see if Dendy and Picat could do anything about this. Obviously, Dendy without TP. There's actually going to be a buyback from General. He knows that he's got to be here for this fight, that Dendy and Picat are going to be forced into. The snowball dodging the ball of Seneko. The boulder smash, beautifully timed though. Comes in, catches the 3 of them out of the snowball. Biver has lost his life. The Static Storm will be down, but Navi, they're out of it. They take GH, they take Kuroki. But Tumberman still looking very healthy. The Radiance Bear forcing the rest of Navi to back off. Mind Control hiding in the trees. But Navi, they do get the kills out of it. General did have to buy back, though, for that.
But most of that problem was just on Kuro. The fact that he brought every single one of his heroes with them in the snowball, and the fact that the person the snowball went after was very fast. Troll Warlord opting for more points of Berserker's Rage, extra movement speed there, and he gets out to the right, and it led to the easiest stun setup ever, which means that Navi's less leveled skills got more value, and they end up winning a fight. So that was a huge team fight, by the way. That's like a 2,000... 3,000
I mean, anytime their team is behind as much as that, any sort of fight like that is going to be a huge boost for them.
And finally, Navi finding some ground a bit.
Miracle has nearly got that Manta Star, though, so it's only going to be an issue for...
No more silence problems, basically. And
a
little bit harder for Dragon Knight as well to figure out which guy to stun, but the Blink Dagger that Dendy picked up, absolutely needed, because winning the fights is the only way that Navi's going to get back in this game. So I did like their movement there. Even the buyback was worth. So... Liquid grouping up, heading towards the mid lane, going to try to get a catch here, but...
It's going to be a little point there, glimpse of the kinetic field, but it does get the vision for Kuroki to close in. Picat stuck in the shards, the Radiance Bear ticking him down, he's gone. Boulder Smash, the vacuum wall for General, is it enough though? They're walking out, and at the end of the day, it's the ultimate from Mind Control that's even bigger, catches 3 of them. He's going to look to punch down Biver. They've lost 3, Navi having to back away. General pops the mech, surges out of there, but they're going to look to chase. They've got Dendy with the snowball. They need a route, they're not going to get it. Dragon Tail holds back the bear, but the shards from Kuroki hold Dendy in range, and Liquid will finish off a 4th.
Yeah, that was not the ideal start of the fight for Navi. I mean, there's no kinetic field, I guess, but it was Troll dying right at the start. They didn't have Magnetize. If they did, that fight would have been different when all of those heroes were grouped up, but no Magnetize just yet. They can reinitiate. They're going to respawn real fast, and they're up, but the Rax is already gone.
This stage of the game, 18 minutes in, and we saw in that fight as well, it was a really nice vacuum wall, but Navi just kind of tunnel visioned in, and they just lined up perfectly for an Earth Splitter from Mind Control, and then the fight, once you've been Earth Splitted, you just got to go. And Vlad's done now on him, and they've caught General in the shards. He is stuck, trying to get himself out of it somehow, but the snowball comes across him, flattens the Darkseer. Pycat gets glimpsed back into the Static Storm. He just gets ripped to shreds as well. 22 to 11, 19 minutes in, 13k gold lead. Liquid with 1 racks up, already looking for a second. And unfortunately for Navi, I feel like this final game has pretty much been their toughest one. This is just absolutely brutal. Liquid with some of the best play in the world, no holding back, and GG is indeed called as Navi tap out and Liquid take this series with not even a smile on their face.
Literally no emotion. I mean, they were in such a big advantage. I don't even know if they knew how far ahead they were from the laning stage.
I think they did.
It felt fairly stabilized.
There's a smile. We can always rely on GH to have a bit of a smile. There we go. And a bit of a smile there, but
And with that win, does that mean... we'll talk about that later.
I'm sure the panel will sort out the maths and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, whether that's Liquid guaranteed or such, but it's exactly what they needed to do, 2-0. That's going to plan for Liquid.
I think Navi they've been consistently drafting okay, but the problem is that their execution and their ganks and their skirmishes, they always fall a little flat. Yeah. I think that game was definitely a step in the right direction with Seneko playing Earth Spirit. I think that's how they have to do it, but I think Troll Warlord has been a flop consistently by them and other teams, and they just keep going back to it. But I keep looking at how Troll works on these early mid-game team fights. If he doesn't have a space to farm, and they have nukes, he just dies every time. He doesn't do anything. He throws axes. I didn't even get to see him walk in and attack people half the time. Just that one glory fight. So if you're behind in farm, Troll is just such a bad hero against nukes.
Absolutely. There we have it. So Navi, unfortunately, with another loss for Liquid, though, great for them. They're on track to what we don't know. I'm sure Alex will explain what the state is now going to be with that 2-0 from Liquid. But indeed, we do say a very goodbye to Navi. Put some feels bad man, some Bible thumps, and a couple of capital Fs in the chat for them. But back to you.